Hello everyone, welcome back to the IndieGeekGuy channel. Today we're looking at Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. So Guy Ritchie is a director who I've not really followed most of his work. I've seen some of his films. I saw the two Sherlock Holmes movies. I watched Aladdin, which I didn't really like that much, gotta be honest. But he is a director I feel like I've sort of just known about for a long time. I've just not watched that many of his movies in all honesty, and I don't know, maybe we should cover more of them on the channel, but today we're looking at The Gentleman. Now, I know some people really liked this movie when it came out. It just gelled with them. One thing that they seemed to enjoy the most was Hugh Grant in it. So I am looking forward to that, seeing a slightly different kind of performance from him. The other thing about this movie that has me intrigued is that one of my friends in real life came to me and was like, hey, I just watched this movie. I really liked it. And most of my friends in real life don't talk about movies in any great kind of detail, but he was really enthusiastic about this one for some reason. So I suppose that puts the bar a little higher for me in my mind, that it actively got one of those friends to be like enthused about a movie for the first time since I've known them. But I don't know, I assume it's gonna be kind of a return to old school Guy Ritchie, since this is one of his newer films. We're going back to Landan, getting that London thing going on, but we also have Matthew McConaughey in here, so I'm interested to see what his role in all this is going to be. It's a lot of interesting little elements, and I think Guy Ritchie is an interesting director. I don't know if all of his films would land with me, but he's definitely got a visual style that comes across, and yeah, I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what he does here with a kind of return to his old roots in some regards, I guess. Even though I haven't seen many of those original root films that he made, like Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, I believe were his. I've not watched either of those, but nevertheless, it's interesting to see a director sort of come back to the thing that made their name in the first place. If you feel like it might be an interesting little experiment to watch this movie and then go back to the movies that started it all for him, I definitely consider doing it. So if you're interested in that, let me know. But for now, The Gentleman. Guy Ritchie, kind of at the top of his powers right now. He can make pretty much whatever movie he feels like at this point, it seems like. He's got a big cast of actors in here. Obviously, Hugh Grant is in there, and he's got a couple of other people, recognizable faces. But before we jump in, please remember to hit the thumbs up if you do enjoy the reaction and the review of the movie that happens afterwards. Also, consider supporting the channel and hitting the subscribe button, and then you won't miss any future videos. There are links in the description for the Discord server and my Twitch channel, where we go live playing games, talking about whatever comes up in the chat. So you should come hang out and be live and see all that. Go follow the channel and you'll know when I'm live over there. Let's jump into this movie, see what it's all about, see what Guy Ritchie is going to serve up in The Gentleman.
I'll have a pint and a pickled egg.
Coming straight up.
That's lunch, baby. Getting straight into the Britishness. Bring me my pickled food. Ooh, classy. That's classy. You get a little bowl.
It's not enough to act like a king. You must be the king. There can be no doubt. Because doubt causes chaos and one's own demise.
That was interesting. Little self-reflective moment.
Raz, who's there?
He might die. I'm assuming this is the end of the movie. And now we find out how we got here. That was a double fake. And he doesn't actually die. Someone else gets him first.
Fletcher. Buenos tardes, Raimundo.
Oh my god.
So Big Dave, editor extraordinaire, has developed a terrible antipathy for your boss.
Alright, there's a lot of exposition going on right now.
If you would be so kind as to furnish me with 20 million British pounds, I will give you everything. Memory cards, contact sheets, recordings, the lot, and a modest little screenplay I wrote by myself.
Hold on. You just went from 100. Oh, well, thank God you're not greedy, Fletcher, you deluded, shit-eating.
Quite like it when you talk dirty to me.
Oh my god, Hugh Grant. I can already see why people sort of went mad for this performance.
A dramatic character, like in a book or a play or a film, but not digital, not on a memory stick, analog, chemical process. Keep the grain in the picture, I say. Old school, 35mm. As I said, Old school cinema format. It's what we in the business called anamorphic, or ratio 2:35:1.
Okay, sit down, Guy Ritchie. We get it. You like old film. All right, we get it.
Enter our protagonist. He's good looking. His name is Mickey Pearson.
It's like a movie within a movie within a movie.
Charismatic and smart, but he had to do some naughty things to get where he got. Yeah, he had an engine under his hood and a gun in his holster.
You have to be the king. You have to be the king.
He wants to cash in his chips and get out of the game, and he seems to have found the perfect customer.
Michael, I'm looking forward to doing business together.
May we excuse ourselves?
Yes, please.
This is moving a fucking mile a minute and a lot to take in. Basically, American chap comes over, drug deals his way to the top, makes himself king, tries to muscle in on the high-end high classes.
The odious Yankee gangster, we're going to bury him. Because it seems he's got himself a new friend. Lord Pressfield. Apparently Mickey Pearson has squeaked his way into the crack of his fat, posh ass. This is yours.
Jesus Christ.
2 months ago, your man Mickey made my man Dave feel like a right fucking idiot. Dave, Daily Print. Yes. It's your Mickey. He's got a fabulous set of balls. So he snubbed him in front of a crowd that Dave could only wish he belonged to.
Men, excuse us.
Well, he might have called Dave's cock. He really knows a bit of a fuck off, Dave. He just fizzled like a party balloon.
Dukes, duchesses, lords, and ladies. Lots of land and fuck all dough. And every time you inherit a fortune, you lose half to the state. So this is my moment to swoop in like a guardian fucking angel.
And just let me grow all my weed on your property, which no one can come and have a look at.
Such a shame it will go bankrupt in 10 years when things go legal in the great UK. You want me to pay top
Bold claim. That's a bold claim. Got secret underground fields. Oh my god, he's like a fucking secret agent of weed production. Jesus Christ, it's so much.
Location, and when this little piggy goes to legal market, and the demand way outpaces the supply.
You got all the supply, baby. I mean, the whole plot of this movie seems to be residing on the hope that weed will become legal in the UK within 10 years' time. Which I'm dubious about, honestly.
Now that we have established the dilemma of our protagonist, let us turn to our antagonist. He explodes on the scene like a millennial fucking firecracker. Bang, 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 bang.
I'll have to stop you right there,
Oh
Fletcher.
my god.
That doesn't sound like the dry eye I know.
So let's cut instead to a somewhat anticlimactic, but suave and debonair dry eye.
Oh, but the hyperactive one seems so much more fun.
It's gonna be double bubble.
Double bubble. A gentleman's quote is a gentleman's word.
Don't piss him off.
Either you
Don't piss him off.
or your
That seems
family will have
stupid to
pay
do.
for that lesson.
Yes, boss.
If you're going to demand more money, you have to do it with more confidence than what that guy did it with.
I know what happens in my world and what doesn't. What I fail to recognize is why Michael should be motivated to write you a check for 20 million.
I mean, he's got a lot of information
Well, you better put
that he
some
could use
influence.
against him.
So that is a useful bit of plant then, isn't it? So that heats up your knees and cooks at the same time. You've got to show me how. Ray, is there any chance of a steak?
He might be taking the piss. Just a little bit at this point.
All right.
Yeah.
Got a bit of what?
Oh, fuck me!
You fucking idiot. Why would you do that? It's like fire. There's fire coming out of it.
He's a sly fox, that Fletcher.
What the fuck? It's just when you think you've got a grasp on what's going on, something something else gets thrown at me.
I hear you're getting out of the game. And I would like you to consider an offer. This is a big number.
Like, he clearly has a plan and you're not part of it, dude, so maybe don't try and push this.
Now when the silverback's got more silver than back, you best move on before he gets moved on.
Just gonna start a war right here and now, right into his face.
Oh, this is a big fucking gun.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
When the lion's hungry, he eats.
That's not how Michael works.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that was just completely made. That was completely made up. Oh my god, fuck me. He keeps pulling these tricks, and I'm kind of hoping that the things that are being shown are the actual events, but it's not what happens.
Fucking no. Said there'd be a bit of puff. Yeah, they weren't joking. Let's not mess about. Let's load it up, boys.
Okay, they're all dead. All of these people are dead. Oh, here's Colin Farrell. Let's see him get introduced.
Fuck off, old man. I'll wet you.
The only thing you can wet's your underpants, son. Now, back 2 steps.
There seems to be a theme of young people trying to pick on old people and fucking it up.
What are you, like a Four Tops tribute act or something? The Four Skins! I'm on fire over here, lads. Come on, I need some back and forth. Come on, what do you got for me? What do you got for me? Now make it quick. Make it funny. Fuck you!
That was so good. What a comeback. I love the people behind the counter are just like, yep, this is every Wednesday for us.
Listen to me now, Arnie. Walk away.
It's too late. We're at the gym now. I'm loading the van.
You took my van.
There's so many moving pieces to this. There's so much going on. Oh god, they might have won. The Burberry crew might have won the fight. They've been trained by Colin Farrell. Oh my god. You know what? Jesus Christ. I'm happy that one of the surprises is actually turning out to be real. This seems like a really stupid idea, though. We're gonna go raid a drug farm and record the whole thing. This seems very stupid.
No sooner do I entertain Matthew's offer to buy me out and reject Dry Eye's offer, does one of my farms get raided. It doesn't feel like a coincidence, does it?
It isn't. There's fuckery afoot.
There is fuckery afoot. I just don't know where it comes from. Like, someone must have leaked the information somehow for them to find it.
I'm your friend, your ally, your Santa Claus for all.
And this guy is the only one who knew where that farm was, as far as I'm aware.
It's a paperweight to keep down all the paper I'm about to give you.
Well, it looks like a gun.
It can have multi-functions, alright? Don't worry about it.
This is how Big Dave is going to bring Mickey down, by using and abusing Lord Pressfield's much beloved child.
Shacked up with some smacked up, once upon a time pop star, and all looked after by Mickey Pearson. I like it. You know, I like it a lot.
You remember the daughter?
Yeah, Laura. Nice girl, good voice.
She's gone missing. They've asked us to find her and bring her home.
Alright.
Still doing it.
This is where shit hits the fan, I'm guessing.
No need to get excited, young man. We will be gone in a few moments. No, you'll be gone before then. Get the fuck out now.
Right? What is with all these young people picking fights with people who will clearly rip their heads off? Unless they've been trained by Colin Farrell. Unless they've been trained by Colin Farrell. It's an important distinction at this point.
Who's Michael Pearson?
Friend of her father's. Runs London's buff game. A big dick swinger.
What is your name, young man?
Aslan.
Where are you from?
Oh, that's the dead guy in the freezer.
Your father's asked us to bring you home. She's not going anywhere.
Again, stop picking fights with these people.
Are you ready to turn the corner? Open the curtains and let the light in. Do your mum and dad a favor and try the impossible.
All right.
Okay.
Fucking hell. That was easy.
Tell me about it, right?
All right, fantastic.
I was expecting some shit. But I'm sure there's still time for it.
It's a shithole anyway.
It really is. Leave. You idiot. You fucking idiot. Shit's about to hit the fan. Shit's about to hit the fan. Everything's gonna go bad in a minute. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Straight in the freezer. Straight in the freezer.
He fell out of a window, boss.
Oh god, what's gonna happen? Oh god.
Extreme accident. You killed someone.
No, it was the gravity that killed him.
It was
Can't be fooled by how those junkies dress. Their parents have money. Lots of money.
This is a whole other thing now that's going on. We've now got a Russian problem to deal with. There's going to be so many. There's going to be so many people gunning for Matthew McConaughey by the end of this. It could be literally anyone trying to kill him at the end.
We're gonna need those phones.
Oh my god.
Easy, lads. I'm sure you're all road men, proper naughty boys, and all that bollocks. I'm not trying to steal it. I'm trying to buy it.
How about you give us that bag and be gone anyway?
Yeah, don't try that. Don't try that. That's stupid. Like, a guy whips out that amount of money and you're just like...
Stop fucking around!
Exactly.
Give me the phone. Right. Now.
Well, that escalated, didn't it? Let it go. Yeah, fucking handstand. That was amazing. Good stunt.
Is there a problem here, Fletcher? I forgot to wash my hands.
Okay.
And coach, I've got some good news.
What?
I found out whose weed we took.
And now you fucking tell me!
Like, what? Why did you not start with that? You're talking about burying the lead. Jesus.
Just tell me his name isn't Mickey Pearson.
Blimey, coach, you're a gypsy too. You've been reading tea leaves, got a crystal ball.
Mickey Pearson is terrible news in the face of a violent and expensive death.
Yep. Well, all the pieces are coming together, sort of. Apart from the Russian part, that's still lingering. That could still come back around.
They've had hard lives and they're just starting to come good, but they're my lads. My responsibility. I offer you my loyalty, my word, my time, until that debt is settled.
Okay. Just doing the thing. He's just being honest.
I'm gonna need to know how your lads got the information about where our farm was sited.
That would be important. That's the important bit.
His name is Fahak, but it's spelled with a PH, so it sounds like Fahak. Fahak. Yeah.
I need that, please!
Alright, Fahak, calm the Fahak down.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. They're really milking this joke, aren't they? Fuck me.
Right, here, take a blame.
He's off. He's off. The inhaler gave him the boost he needed. Well, there goes the lead. There goes the lead.
You see, my jam, it doesn't kill anyone. And I like that.
He's a criminal with morals. Sort of. Kind of. His own honor code, at least.
But I'm not here to give you a sermon on situational ethics. So why the fuck are you here?
Did you poison the tea? Did he poison the tea? Okay!
You send your man Dry-Eye around my place to see if he can buy my business for a few beans?
Should you try and undermine me, or should you attempt to threaten my position again, I will be forced to accept your call to arms. Do you understand?
I mean, I don't think you'll be able to get in this kind of position again. Like, security's gonna go skyrocketing.
Left unattended, you will shit yourself to death before the sun does set.
Dear, so far, Matthew McConaughey's character has just been, like, threatening people, but not following through with the threats. Like, he fucks them up. But he's just pissing them all off, I feel. He's just pissing everybody off.
There comes a point where the young succeed the old.
Here we are, back to this again.
Don't push me.
That theme keeps coming back. Young versus old.
That Matthew, he's quite something, isn't he? Come here. You play Dry-Eye, and I shall be Matthew. Come on.
Come on, be a good scene partner. Do it together.
There was an incident. Lord George.
Fuck's sake, Raymond. It's a bit fucking wooden.
Oh, God.
The last thing you need to do is attract any octopus.
Octopus.
What the fuck is going on?
You're gonna back the fuck off, and I'm gonna take it all.
Okay, well, they're not working together. They're not working together, but they think he is.
I'm approaching my climax.
Oh, look, it's the same graveyard from Sherlock Holmes. You must love this location.
Be 10 minutes, right? Boss.
Right. We're back at the start. This is where we find out what actually happened here with his pickled egg.
Roz, who's there?
What are you doing here, Dry-Eye?
You didn't even know that Lord George was dead yet. Let alone what Dry-Eye was up to.
There's still a surprise to come. There's still a surprise to come. I'm waiting for it. Yeah, well, I figured this.
Who the fuck was he?
I'm not.
He doesn't know who he is, though. He didn't know who the assailant was. Russian? Yeah. Russians, maybe. Oy! At least it didn't hit them directly, just the front of the car. But that's still pretty bad.
You take one step forward, it'll be the last fucking step you ever take.
Tony, get on it.
It did the thing. It did the thing. There was a thing on his head, but did it just like bounce off or go through? No, it definitely went through. It definitely went through. There goes the 2 bullets. There's 2.
Hello, babe.
Yeah, that's not a great look for you to be found in. He's gonna tear your fucking head off. There it is. There it is.
So you're basing your whole crescendo on a figment of your imagination.
So what actually happened? Like, I don't know what's actually happened and what's he's bullshitting his way through. Fuck's sake.
Matthew, who told Dry-Eye the location of Mickey's farm.
Yeah, I figured that much.
To cause ripples and reduce the market value.
This was all a plan. If this is actually true.
I'll tell you how this plays out. You will drown, and then my Mossad crabs will eat you.
The very man he's trying to sell it to is trying to force him into selling it on the cheap. And...
Right.
I'm impressed not only by your information, but by your imagination.
Yeah, how much has he made up? That's the thing. He might have made so much of this up.
He just left. He thinks he's very clever. Start with Big Dave.
Okay, yeah, there's definitely something else going on. There's another twist in this tale somewhere.
Now you don't worry, friend. We'll be gone in a minute.
Burberry crew's here. The Burberry crew's here. They're coming for Big Dave.
And last night I made a film with an impressively sized farmyard pig.
You fucked a pig, my man. You fucked a pig.
In due course, you're gonna press the space bar on this computer, and you're gonna witness your participation in said film.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Please don't.
Lose any interest you have in the future on Mickey Pearson. Have a hot drink as well. It might make you feel a little bit better. It's a fucking rough night for
you. Jesus. But you don't need to press play. You don't need to. You know what happened. Don't do it. Don't. Okay, I didn't have to see it. It's fine.
So with the greatest respect, I'll do this one last thing for you. And then that's it. No mas.
Right, what's the final mission? What's the final mission?
I calculate what was worth 400 million a month ago must now be valued at an anemic 130.
I don't think your plan's going to work out, bud. I think he's ahead of you. The game has changed. He knows what's going on. It was a bold and maybe clever play, but...
Don't bother looking for your Mossad crabs. This is a fish market. They have found a home.
They are gone. You're fucked, mate, basically.
I am not emotional about the money, but I am emotional about the fact that someone laid their hands on my wife. I want a pound of flesh.
Pound of flesh?
When someone is fucked up big time, like, I don't know why. I watch these movies and I don't know why they think they're smarter than the person who's clearly the smartest person in the room.
What's that for? Is that for my money?
Where's my money, Raymond?
You need to be quiet, Hugh. You need to be quiet right now.
I knew you'd been following Michael. Very similar our jobs. Only I'm better at it than you are.
So, it's ridiculous. I kind of knew it would probably go this way, but it's fun.
What were you saying?
It wasn't Lord George that was after Mickey, or Dry Eye, or Matthew. Do you want to know who it was?
Here's the twist. Here's the twist. Was it the Russian all the whole time?
The Michael situation. We're gonna sort it.
Don't sort it. Don't sort it. Don't sort it, you idiots. Don't. Oh my god. These kids are more trouble than they're worth at this point.
The young gentleman you kept in the freezer?
Yeah, the Russians. The Russians are coming. Yeah, this was obviously going to come back round somehow.
Because someone told them everything they want to know about Michael, and that someone is me.
Well, that was pretty stupid. Like, you're just putting yourself in the firing line of everyone.
By telling you, I've saved your lives, which I think...
Have you? Have you saved their lives, though? Well then, this has gone sideways. Can they resolve this, though? Or is it just death? Death for everyone. Everyone's going down. Or does Colin Farrell save everyone? Oh, he did! Fucking Colin Farrell came through. 4. That's 4. He's just built for this. He's just too good at the job. Fucking Fletcher's out of here. Oh my god, a Burberry crew gonna inadvertently save Michael. They're gonna do it. They're gonna inadvertently save him. Oh my god. It just works out so well for him.
Smash cut to black. Titles.
And the Man from U.N.C.L.E. fucking poster.
What you need...
Sequel bait.
Is a sequel.
Yeah.
So it's Heathrow Airport, please, Terminal 3, and thence to sunny California.
Nope.
Buenas tardes.
You're going in the trunk. You're going in the trunk. Oh, they get a happy ending. All these criminals get a happy ending. I kind of want to know what happened to the Burberry crew, though. Did fucking Colin Farrell slap them around the head again? Okay, that was The Gentleman. Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. There was a lot of stuff in there I liked, but I do feel it's so strange because the whole movie is kind of a unreliable narrative given to us via Hugh Grant's character, even though he gets caught at the end. There's so much of it that's kind of left up in the... Has he just made this up? Has he not? Is it just like he's glorified the situation? And I mean, that might be one of the themes because, you know, he's trying to pitch it as a movie the entire time, and he's just like glorifying certain violent moments for the sake of it being a movie, and you're just kind of left like, what? Is this true? Is it not? It seems like it should be true in order for other things to make sense, but that's a whole thing. But what I'm getting at is that a lot of the movie just feels like it's one big exposition dump. Like the entire film is someone expositioning events that have happened and what has led to those events and why they should be important to you, the audience, and why you should care about them. Which is a risky move because it's that whole thing of, you know, show don't tell. And a lot of this movie is telling you stuff that has happened while simultaneously showing you bits of it, and you can't always rely on what is being shown to you because it's being delivered via an unreliable narrator. Like you don't know what's actually happening in their truest form. There are parts of it that you know must have happened in order for it to make any goddamn sense. But there are other parts where you're like, well, what actually happened here? The other big theme of the movie that came across very clearly was the have respect for your elders. I guess like that was kind of the biggest theme. Like there's a lot of younger characters constantly getting clipped around the ear for getting their too big for their boots, basically. Like you have so many characters trying it on with these older veterans, and the veterans always come out on top. Like the only two veteran-esque characters, or three I guess, who sort of get their comeuppance are Hugh Grant for, you know, trying to sell the story, and then he gets picked up and he's going in that trunk. He's getting in that trunk. Big Dave, the newspaper owner, who's, I guess, meant to be like a Murdoch type, who's just manipulating events via news headlines and information and all that kind of thinking, those scoops to position himself into a place of power. And the guy who Matthew McConaughey is initially trying to sell his business to, who tries to undercut him. Just because they're going against the top dog, the king, they have to get knocked down a few pegs because of that. So the moral of the story is ultimately have respect for your elders and don't mess with the person on top. That seems to be the message of the movie. Because it's weird, there's all this information being thrown at you constantly, and there's these little twists and turns, and it's like misdirects and all this going on. But ultimately the movie is relatively simple. Guy wants weed farm, doesn't want to pay price, so will manipulate events to try and drop it. But then the other guy knows what's going on, so like, fuck it, I'll deal with it. Like, the overall actual plot of the movie is relatively simple, but it's just delivered in a very misdirected and complicated way. Which is fine, I'm fine with that. It definitely keeps you guessing. Although there were a few moments where I was like, the bits where they sort of categorically go, well, this didn't actually happen, this was just glorified and whatever, were sometimes a lot more interesting than what actually happened, which is kind of a problem. I think the biggest kind of offender for that for me was the character of Dry Eye, where they sort of like, he tries to introduce him as this big eccentric character who's just mad, and then the real version comes in, who is this very self-serious, whilst everyone else is like, shut up, like, stop. Who do you think you are? I will give the movie credit for like keeping me guessing on certain aspects of what was going on. Although in the back of my mind I felt like it must be the guy who he's trying to sell this all to, who has leaked this information and is trying to drive the price down. That makes the most sense, but it did keep throwing these kind of red herring curveballs of, oh, well, maybe it's this, even opening the movie with that fake out, did he die, did he not, even though I kind of quickly thought, I think someone else has probably come in and saved him. It was a good way of building up the tension of who is he pissed off the most in that moment. But then once it became clear that they didn't know who the would-be assassin was, it was like, well, it's clearly the Russian part of this, because it's the only thing we've kind of picked up earlier and then done nothing with. It was like literally the only thing that's not come back round at all, so that must be what it is. There comes a point about just over halfway through where you can start piecing everything together in a logical way. But there is a lot of fun, I think, to be had with this movie. It definitely felt like the majority of the cast were getting that. Like, they knew the film they were in was designed to be fun, and sort of fast-talking, like, witty people who also resort to violence on occasion, and just going with that, and kind of just sending up the whole, like, criminal weed drug market. But I did really like that this was a real ensemble piece, because I did think going into it that Matthew McConaughey was just gonna be the lead, and he kind of is, but the movie is so much more about the ensemble cast and how they interact with one another. And there were some members of that cast I would like to have seen more of. I thought Colin Farrell came in, was this really really interesting. Like, I thought he was just going to be another player in this game of violence, but he turns out just to be this kind of, I don't want to be involved in this, I'm just trying to do a good thing, helping these kids get off the streets, be better people. I don't want this, but I'm just very, very good at it, unfortunately. Which was just inherently funny. Then you got Big Dave, played by Eddie Marsan, who, is a very underrated actor in my opinion, but he did a great job of sort of sending up the head of a newspaper, especially that kind of tabloid newspaper, who see themselves as criminal bosses in their own way, like the Tony Montanas of the world, where really no one actually likes them. They're just like this evil that people put up with kind of thing, which was also quite funny. Matthew McConaughey's character of Michael Pearson, he is very much the traditional like crime boss type of character, but Matthew McConaughey has such a charisma in this movie, you can't help but be drawn to him, and he feels intimidating, he feels threatening. It's kind of like the opposite to the Dry Eye character, where Dry Eye kind of sees himself as that character, but he just isn't, which I guess is kind of the point. It's kind of the point of the movie that again, it feeds into that younger generation thinking they're better than the older generation, which is it's such a weird thing for the movie to latch onto. Maybe Guy Ritchie had a bad run-in with someone younger than him, and he was like, you know, I'm fucking pissed off with that young kid who thought he was better than me. I'm going to write a whole movie about this and just to prove a point. I mean, it does kind of come off that way, because it does feel like every young character in this movie is stupid. Stupid. They're either arrogant or making stupid choices, even if they think they're doing it for the right reasons. It is kind of very on the nose for whatever reason. Someone must have annoyed him. That's all I can say. It was interesting that wasn't much of the sort of signature Guy Ritchie directing style, because he's usually a guy who likes to use a lot of big camera movement, use of slow-mo every so often, and speeding up footage and all that kind of stuff. He usually likes to mess around in the editing room, basically, and this seemed very restrained for him, which I actually kind of liked. I liked that he pulled back a lot and was just letting a lot of the scenes breathe and just letting characters talk. Like, this was way more of a let the actors do their performance kind of movie. And even from the opening shots of Charlie Hunnam, I think his name is, Charlie Hunnam, just sort of coming in to his house, it was almost set up like he was walking on stage, just like this is almost like it was a play. And it was just interesting for Guy Ritchie just to, you know, just take a sit back, just let the camera and the actors do the work and focus on performance, which I really like. So ultimately, I do take issue with how much of the movie feels like exposition for exposition's sake, especially at the start of the movie. But I think once you get over that initial hurdle of this very convoluted way of ultimately setting up a very kind of simple plot, once you get over that initial hurdle at the start, I just kind of liked sitting in this world with these performances. That's the thing that stood out the most to me. And it just a lot of fun. And there was some great silliness in here, just having fun with it and just going, well, what if we did this, what if we did that, and this sort of twist, and take it here and there, and that all that stuff was a lot of fun. Thank God I didn't have to see the pig shagging. I did not want to see it. It wasn't in the credits, thank God. At least where I've stopped it, it hasn't popped up. But I think left to the imagination, it works better anyway. You don't need to see it to get the point across. I think it just kind of works for what they did with it. Again, more restraint from Guy Ritchie's point of view. Like, I feel like there was another time and place he might have just shown the whole thing, the shock value, but I think it works a lot better here, it having that restraint. But overall, it is just a very fun, kind of poppy, just in-your-face performance piece about this crime lord and his business and all the people trying to muscle in on it, and, you know, kind of sending it up in some ways, taking some parts of it seriously and dramatically, and, you know, it works overall, I think. I just do have a little bit of an issue with the opening just throwing stuff at you and like, here, this, and it's just, I think it's meant to confuse you by design, but it's a lot. It is a lot. So yeah, lots of fun performances, lots of fun moments within the movie, which are just entertaining, just very entertaining moments throughout. Doesn't take itself too seriously overall, even though there are a few self-serious characters in there just to sort of, I guess, balance it and add a bit of a foil to the more over-the-top moments. I really liked that Guy Ritchie was a little bit more restrained on his directing. He didn't go nuts with it like he has with some of his other movies. That, I mean, Sherlock Holmes is my biggest point of reference for that. Like, some of the action sequences in there, he goes crazy. And I've seen some clips from, like, I think he did a King Arthur movie, and I've seen a couple of the clips from his action scenes from that, where he just goes ham with that. I mean, I'm not, like I said at the very beginning of this, I'm not the biggest, like, viewer of all of Guy Ritchie's work, but if you do think there's another movie of his I should go watch that may lend more context to this, or just a good movie overall, please do suggest it. I'll be interested to have a look. But yeah, that was The Gentleman. A lot more fun and kind of colourful in its own way than what I was expecting it to be. I was thinking it was going to be a lot more kind of, not dour exactly, but just kind of hard-nosed, I guess. I wasn't expecting the silliness and the fun of it to be in there, and I enjoyed all that stuff a great deal. So yeah, I had fun with this. I recommend people check it out for themselves and see what they think of it. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please press the thumbs up button. Helps me know you liked it, helps it get seen by more people. Also consider subscribing and supporting the channel that way. There are links to the Discord server and the Twitch channel in the description. Go hang out there when you can be live with us, all that fun stuff. And that's it. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one.